Hello there. I've been asked by a few people. Tim Kennedy was the last one, and I told him I'd post a video about it. But I've been asked by a few people, hey, do I need a stand for my brush? How do I store my brush? That kind of deal. This is what I do. Now, whether or not you need a stand for a brush or not is a hotly debated topic, but it's pretty well been proven that most brushes that we know of uh, particularly the natural hair brushes like the boars and the badgers and stuff like that, they dry from capillary action, which means that they don't dry from drip drying being hung upside down. The moisture is pulled out of them through contact with air. That's why a lot of times I tell you don't close your brush up in an enclosed place. First of all, you get mold, but second of all, you need flowing air flowing across it in order to for that capillary action to take place and draw that moisture out of the bristles of the brush. That's the deal with it. That's been proven. No, I'm not posting a bunch of sources. Do some research. It's all over the forums. It's debated like crazy, and there is absolutely enough evidence there that you can make your own decision when it comes to that. Because see, that's kind of it at the end of things. It's no matter what I say or anybody else says, you're gonna want to do what makes you most comfortable. So, having said all that, this is how I deal with my brushes, and this is perfectly fine. And this is what I recommend. Anyway, I'm gonna move down because what I'm gonna do. This is just Van der Hagen Deluxe. I've had my boar soaking. I'm going to get it more wet here just because it's a boar and I think they benefit from it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to load this brush and then I'm going to show you how I clean one after a shave. So let's get a decent load in this brush. Man, I love Van der Hagen Deluxe. I love the scent of Van der Hagen Deluxe. It's just a nice, mild, clean type of scent that's just absolutely wonderful. So, all right, for purposes of this demonstration, when I get done shaving, what I do is I turn my water on, and I take that brush, and if you look at what I'm doing. Hold on a minute. Let me dry my hands and increase magnification on this so that you can see a little bit better. If I can find it. There it is. Alright, what I'm doing is I'm taking this brush and I'm squeezing all the soap out of this knot, starting here. I'm not pulling, I'm just squeezing the knot together and pushing the soap out of the knot till I don't get any more soap coming out of the knot. And then what I do is take the base like that so that I'm not doing the bristles out like that when the water hits it, but I'm just taking it and I'm going right down the center of the knot, and I'll check it a couple more times. Make sure there's no soap in it. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to get all the soap out of the base of that knot. Then I'll take a brush and do this. Now some guys will hold the brush like that because they're afraid that what I'm fixing to do might sling the knot out of the handle or something like that. Epoxy costs $5 and you can epoxy a bunch of brushes with a thing of DevCon. And it doesn't bother me. I'm not afraid. If the knot falls out, I'll pop it back in. Never had one do it. But what I do is I just take and you see what I'm doing. That's slow-mo for those of you that don't know what that is. Let me back up. What I'm doing is I'm just slinging all the water out of that knot. Every drop of water that I can until I do this over my hand. And that's where we're at right now. And no water is coming out of this brush knot. Then, let's come back up here. Go over here to my towel. Very lightly. Well, the first thing I do, I'm my own cameraman, ladies and gentlemen, so bear with me. But the first thing that I do is I look at this handle, and what I'm doing is I'm cleaning all the soap scum off of this handle. Every last bit of it, right up into the knot, right up here into this knot. Now you want to be careful around stickers and stuff like that. You want to kind of go from the center out so that you don't wear the sticker off the brush. But I'm getting all the scum off of that and making sure, even the bottom, that that's shining really pretty, stuff like that. And then I take the knot and lightly, I'm not cramming it into the brush, very lightly, I'm running it back and forth, and I'll turn it and run it back and forth, and I'll turn it, run it back and forth, that kind of deal. And then what I do is overnight, let me back down and come around this way. Overnight, what I'll do is I'll set it right up here. Oh, it fell, but right next to the soap that I used, because I'll have the soap open to let it air a little bit, and I'll set it right here. And I'll let that dry overnight. Then I'll put it with my other brushes. It dries just fine like that. And now, the reason that I don't have a stand for mine, let me set it down like that. If you can see, dadgummit. There we go. I got all kind of brushes, so I can't afford a stand for like 16 brushes. It's just not practical unless I have a stand that's built in, to hold them all at one time, and I put them out here on the counter. And for the fact that my wife is disabled and she needs this counter because she's in a wheelchair, and when she comes in here to use the bathroom or try to bathe or anything like that, we have a wide counter that covers almost the whole of one side of the wall of the bathroom, and she can grab hold of that counter and move around, do whatever it is that she needs to do, so I don't clutter it up. So, but the thing of it is that's all you need. And you can set it right there. Now, there are some manufacturers, I believe Edwin Jagger says hang it. I believe Smoke says set it on its base. It depends on the manufacturer. I believe Simpson says set it on its base. Not sure, but it doesn't matter. The whole principle of capillary action, drawing that water out of those bristles, will work just fine as long as you get all the water out of it. Now, if you're the kind of guy that don't like to take the time to do what I just did, and you just want to rinse a brush off and shake it a couple times and throw it up, then you need a hanger. Because what you want to avoid is to not let water stand in the base of that knot. Okay, now if I shake all the water out and none of it comes out and it's dry as a bone, as far as trying to shake water out of it goes, or nothing's dripping or nothing like that, and I buff it up on that towel real good and stuff like that, there's no standing water in that knot anymore. I don't have one single bit of fear that I'm going to have any problem with it. I've had this 2 years almost, And I got two others, a 1460 and a 1470. This is a 1438 if I didn't mention Smoke. And I've used them for almost 2 years and ain't had a lick of trouble out of either one of them or any of my badgers. None of my brushes, expensive or cheap, get hung on a hanger. So that's the way I roll and the way I deal with storing and taking care of my brushes. And to be honest with you, I have done that. You know, you see these pictures of people that have the big white rings around their base of their knot, all the soap scum and stuff there. I don't get that. I don't have to break my brushes out once or twice a year and clean them out or anything like that. This has never been cleaned except for when I first got it to make sure there was no factory stuff left in it or anything like that. Then I shampooed it, and there's another video on here that shows you what I do in that case. But this has never had to be cleaned so that I can get soap scum out of it or anything like that. It's perfectly beautiful and perfectly fine because I take care of my brush and I make sure I get the soap, all of the soap out of the sucker before I put it away. Yeah, if you don't like to do that, get you a hanger because you're going to need one. And spend some time, spend a day every few months or once or twice a year with all your brushes piled up in the sink, washing them and I don't have to do all that because I take care of them when I get done. Same thing with the razors. I don't have a day where I wash all my DE razors and clean them off because I clean every single one of them, rinse them, wipe them clean, and dry them before I put them away every time I use them. Whether it's a DE, an SE, a straight, don't matter. So I don't have any maintenance issues. I don't have to take a day every month or whatever to clean my razors or to clean my brushes or anything like that because I take care of it when I get done with it. So that's what I do. And you might say, well, maybe you don't have hard water. Well, my water's soft now, but for almost 2 years, we just got water softener about 6 months ago or so. Since then, before then, it was so hard you couldn't even get bar soap to lather in the shower. Okay, so I had hard water and soft water. Don't make a dime worth of difference. As long as I do what I just showed you, I don't have to do anything else to my brushes. All right, God bless you. I hope that this helped. You can do what I do, or you can get you a stand. Just depends on how you want to approach things. What I would tell you is what I told you in the very beginning. What makes you comfortable, do that. If a stand makes you comfortable and hanging it upside down makes you comfortable and hanging it up, setting it on its base makes you nervous, then get a stand. If you trust me and you trust the method that I just showed you and what many other guys do with their brushes, then do what I do. But make your own decision. I just wanted to give you my view and what I do, how I do things. All right. God bless you. Later.